Hey game devs, welcome back to another GDevelop 5 tutorial. So today we'll be creating a local password system in GDevelop 5. So I added a local because it's actually an offline system, password system, so it's not online. Okay, so let's have a preview so you understand better. So open the project manager and okay, so check. Okay, I'll just preview this right now. Okay, so here we go. Okay, so we have this which sets the new password and delete password. This actually sets the password, so I'll just create a new password. So here you set in your password. I'll just name this gem, or you can just fill in what you want. Anything you want, yeah, you can fill in whatever you want. Okay, now I have to press the backspace all the way. Okay, so here we go. Now password gem. I'm okay with that. Now let's log in. Now that saves the password. Now we need to input the same password right here, else if I click on login it shows wrong password. This DDD login wrong password. Once again the FFF login wrong password. So what could the password be? Oh, it's gem, so let's go. So gem, that's the password, and login. So this shows welcome back gem. So this is actually the scene which loads up once you log in. Okay, so this is what we'll be creating today. Also, you may have noticed we have a delete button, which a delete password button. Okay, so this button deletes the whole password, so yeah, it takes you to the set new password. Here you can set the password you want. Let's say gem2. Okay, so login, and here we go. Gem does not work anymore. Okay, so now we have to use gem2 and login. So there we go. That's how the local password system works. So let's begin. So let's open GDevelop. Okay, so here I have a scene with all my objects placed, so we'll just go through each one after the other. So let's start with the check scene. So this scene actually checks if the player has a password. So this scene actually decides what scene to take your player to. So if you have a password, it takes you to the create password, and if you don't have a password, it takes you to the if you have a password, it takes you to the login scene, but once you don't have a password, it takes you to the create password. So that's the function of this scene, which is the check scene. Okay, so for set password scene, like I said, so this is a scene whereby where all the password works. Okay, so this is where you set the password right here. Now for the login scene, which is this is mainly the scene with the most events. So we have this this is where it actually checks the password which you added in the set password scene, and it compares it to what you input now. So once it's the same, it takes you to the game scene. So this is the game scene. So I just placed a welcome back gem in this scene. Okay, so that's it, and let's go to our events. Okay, so first of all, for check we don't actually need to add events right now, so we can come back here and add the events later on. Okay, so we would start with our set password scene. So we need to change the password text2 to the text entry string. You can get the text entry, it's an object, add new object. Here we go. So this is a text entry, invisible object used to get the text entered on the keyboard. Okay, so let's go to our events, and okay, so right here let's add an empty event and add a condition. So all we need to do is select text. Sorry about this. Okay, so this is the password to text. Sorry about the naming. So this is actually the text we display set password, and this is the input text, which is the password text2. Okay, so in our set password events, let's go back, add a condition, set password text2. Let's get that and modify. Let's modify the text, and here we go. Sign set to value, which we would fill in our. Sorry, let's go back and get our name. So the name of our text entry, which is the password, we named this password. So let's go back and right here, so set this to the value of password. Yeah, here we go, password and dot string. So this will get the text of it, the input of the password. Okay, so And let's add an empty event, and right here let's add a condition. Okay, so now we need to add a condition, so once the login is pressed, it would save the value gotten from the password string. So let's do that. Add a condition. First of all, we need to get a button, the button which is this. Here we go, sorry about that. Okay, so cursor touch is on an object which is a button object. Okay, add a condition, and mouse is released, so mouse button released, and which will be the left button. Okay, so once this is true, add an action. Let's get a storage. Okay, so write a value. Now this would write a value, and okay, so wait, sorry about that. Okay, so there we go. Storage name. Now fill in our storage name. I'll name this password. Okay, so this would be the, sorry, I'll name this password again. I'll name the storage name, or what should we name it? Okay, so let's set this to password. I'll just name this password. Okay, so there we go. Double quotes. You have to place this in double quotes. And group, I'll name this. Let's get a code group. Okay, so this would be called code. Now expression, let's get our password. Here we go. Dot string. Sorry about that. Okay, so this is not working because we're using write a value. Let's use write a text. So here we go, password. So this would write the text. Yeah, here we go. So password dot string. So there we go. Now this would write the password string in code of storage password. Okay, so let's go to our login scene. Okay, so here we go. Now we have this new password and login events. Okay, so let's add an empty event. Okay, so what we need to do now, we need to get this text entry object with password text 2. Okay, so using events, add an action. Let's modify the text of, here we go, password 2 txt. Modify the text, sign set to value, string it to the password, which is the password text entry object password string. Okay. So now this would display the password, what you type in on the keyboard with on the password text to object. Okay, so here we go. Now we need to hide the wrong password object. We only want this displaying once the password is wrong. So here we go. An action at the beginning of the scene. Here we go, beginning of the scene. Okay, sorry about that. Here we go, add an action. Hide, sorry, we need to select the object first. Here goes the object's wrong. Here we go, so hide this. So let's hide, and okay, so there we go. At the beginning of the scene, this would hide the wrong object. Okay. Okay, so now let's read the value, which is the storage right here, which is in the set password. So login events, let's add an empty event, add a condition. Here we go. Storage, existence of a group, storage name, which is password. Here we go, and group, which is it's a group name. Code, yeah, that's the group name. Code. Okay, so here we go. Now code exists in the storage password. Add an action. Storage. Here we go. Read a text. So read a text storage name, which is the password named as password. Okay, so this would read password group, same name, code. Now store it in a scene variable. What should we name our scene variable? Okay, password underscore var. Okay, I'll just name this var. Okay, so there we go. Then this would read the code from storage password and store as a text in password var. Now we would use the password var to compare it to what we have in this scene, which is what the player has typed with the password string in this scene. Okay, so empty. Okay, so now it has to be true, so let's add a condition. Let's get the button first. So cursor touches on an object right here. Okay, so add a condition. Mouse button released, mouse button released. What's this left? Okay, so once this is released, and also let's get the text object, which is password. Now we need to check if the text of the password text entry object is the same with what we have in the storage, which is the storage we created. So we can use the text in memory. So this will check for the text we have in the text entry's memory. Okay, sign set to value. Now let's get the variable variable string. Now okay, I'll just click on OK right here. Now this is why we created this variable. Now it reads the code from the storage password and stores it in the text as text in the password variable. Now this is a variable, so it stores the value in a variable, so we can use this variable right here. So now once the text of password is equal to the variable string, now variable string, let's fill in the password name, password underscore var, and let's close that. Okay, so now once while play types is the same with this, we need to change to the scene, the play scene. So scene, and here we go, change the scene right here, game. So that's actually where the game is. So welcome back, champ. Okay, so next up, let's add an empty event. Okay, so now when it's wrong, I'll just copy this and paste it right here. So we don't need this action. Okay, so the text of password is, this would be not equal to. So once the text is not equal to what we have in our storage, and mouse button is pressed, which is the button to take your player to the game, we don't want that. So we need to display the wrong password, and right here we hit our wrong password. So now we need to show that. So wrong and show, here we go, show. Okay, so this would show it, and also we don't want our player to keep on typing once the key is it's wrong. So to do that, add an action. Let's get the same text, which is a password, and text in memory, deactivate capturing text input. Here we go. So we want this to deactivate, deactivate, so it would not capture what the player is typing in anymore. Okay, so also you may have noticed when I typed and I clicked on the login, once it displays wrong password, it deletes the password. To do that, I just did this password and modify text in memory, sign set to value. I just use double quotes. So this would set it back to an empty value, double quotes, which means nothing. So we change the text in memory of password and set it to this double quotes. Okay, so now we need to hide our wrong. We don't want this showing forever, so let's go back, and here we go, add a condition. Let's add a timer right here. Let's add a value for scene timer, time in seconds. Let's use 2 seconds. So after 2 seconds it restarts. So I'll name this wrong. I'll name this what name? Okay, I'll name this again. Okay, so there we go. Again, so there we go. Now once the timer again is greater than 2 seconds, this would, let's add an action right here. So add an action not in the same line but above the line which we created. So timer, so this would actually reset the timer. So scene timer, timer's name again. Okay, so here we go, this resets the timer. Once all of this is true, it resets the timer. Now once timer is greater than 2 seconds, we need to hide wrong. We need to hide this. So hide visibility. Okay, so this would hide it. Now also we need to check if the timer is greater than 2 seconds. We need to make sure it's visible before hiding it. So let's get this, and wrong, let's check for the visibility. So here we go, visibility of an object, wrong. Okay, so there we go. Now we also need to activate capture once more. So here we go, just copy this and paste this right here. So activate capture by password of the text entered with keyboard. Okay, so let's set this to yes. So this would activate this, and once again you can type in what you want again. Okay, so let's make this up buttons work again. So the delete and new passwords once. The logic behind the deletes password is that it deletes the storage and it takes our player to the scene. So this set password scene. So add an empty event, and okay, so cursor touch, sorry, we need to select the object, which is the delete, and the touch is on an object. Okay, and mouse button released. So mouse button released, and the left. Okay, so add an action. This would storage. Let's get the storage, and delete. Sorry, delete a storage name, password. Okay, so this would delete the storage, password, and that's good. And also we need to change the scene to the set password scene. Okay, so that's for it. And now for our new password, sorry. Okay, here we go. For new password, all this does is actually take you to the password scene. Okay, so here we go, new, and touch is on an object. Okay, and released, which is a mouse button, released, button of test, left. Okay, so once this is true, this would change it to the scene, which is a change to the scene of set password. Okay, so there we go. That's pretty much almost all. Now we need to make our check scene. Now the function of the check scene is actually, like I explained earlier, it checks if a player has a password, or if a password is present or not. So if it's present, it takes you to the straight to the login scene, which is this scene, and if it's not, it takes you to the scene which prompts you to create a password. So let's make this fully functional and working. Okay, so add a condition. Now let's get the storage. So existence of a group, group name, password, sorry, double quotes, password, and group name, which is we named ours code. Okay, so code, existence, storage, password, scene. We need to change to the scene, which is so once we need to take you to the login. Sorry about that. To the login scene. Okay, and add an empty event. I'll just copy this, paste, and if its condition, which translates to code is not present in or does not exist in password. Let's copy this and paste this here. So this would take you, sorry, not to the login scene, to the set password scene. Okay, so let's go. Let's preview this. That's pretty much all. So preview this. And here we go. So it does not show the check scene because the check scene runs super fast. So it brings us to this scene because we don't have a password. Sorry about that. Since we don't have a password, it brings us to this scene right here. Okay, so here we go. Now we select a password. In this scene, once again, I'm filling gem, login. Sorry, something's not right. Oh, sorry about that. Check events. Okay, here we go. Okay, so here we go. It writes it, but it does not change because we don't have the scene here. So change to the scene, which is the login scene. Okay, so there we go. Hopefully that should be all. Okay, so here we go. So login, gem, login, welcome back. Something's not right. Okay, so sorry about that once again. So we have a password, and here we go. So this new password takes us to our set new password scene. We can set password here, gem, login. This will take us to the scene, and we can fill in gem once again, login. So this takes us to welcome back gem. Okay, so let's preview this and let's check if the delete password button works. So let's go, password, we already have this, and so it saves gem. So once we delete this, it takes us to this. So let's see this out. So I'll name this day. Okay, so login, and once again password, day, login. So there we go. So it works. Gem does not work anymore. So that's how to create a local password system in GDevelop 5.